Hey everyone! After my special Warhammer combat guide, some people wanted me to share the build I was using, so there it is. It's weirdly powerful, being able to face the strongest unknown arena bosses. I even showed during the previous video a fight with the elite Crescent Sharks. It is a faction specific build that I call the Champion of Elatt. Let me show you what I went for. As I just mentioned, this is a faction specific build, meaning it uses a few things that you can only get by joining the Holy Mission of Elatt faction. It is a highly durable build using a mix of physical and lightning damage. It is very tanky, requires very little efforts to keep going, and does more than enough damage, allowing you to kill even lightning resistant enemies like the Gold Lich. It is also very resistant to corruption, with a base corruption resistance over 50. Scorched beasts are a joke to this build. Let's first look at the gear I am using and the enchantments. For the weapon we use the Palladium Great Hammer, enchanted with Castigation. It now does even more lightning damage and inflicts Sapt that reduces all non-physical damage of the enemy by 40%. Then I use the Scholar Circlet, enchanted with Rain for the mana regen and all the interesting stats it provides. I will go more into details later. Then the Candleplate chest and boots enchanted with Elatt's Sanctity for 10% more lightning damage and 30 corruption resistance. This armor gives a lot of protection and good resistances to fire and lightning. I use the Brigade backpack for an increased 15% physical damage, and I will explain why later. Let's now go over the skills. This build relies on the Infuse Light spell you get from joining the Holy Mission of Elatt. It infuses your weapon with light, giving us some more lightning damage and a reliable light source, which is the reason why we can use the Brigand's backpack without its main downside, as this backpack cannot have a lantern attached to it. Constantly refreshing the light imbue, even out of combat, is a core element of this build. To cast Infused Light, we need the Blessed spell. You can get it from Moffat in Monsoon from 50 silver. Casting Infused Light will consume Blessed, but to reach our maximum damage, we need Light Infuse and Blessed at the same time. That is why we need to maintain a rotation between these spells, and that is why I use the Scholar Circlet. Cast Blessed, then Light Infuse, and the cooldown of Blessed will be over before Light Infuse runs out, giving you a window where you are at full power. When Infused Light runs out, you should still have Blessed on and you can begin another rotation. The mana regen offered by Rain should be enough for you to never run out of mana. I advise you to go for 40 mana. Let's get to the skill trees now. I use Shamanic, Warrior Monk, Primal Ritualist. Shamanic for the increased power of the boons and the ability to use Wind Sigil in some fights where we might need it. It also helps a lot going through the early and mid game. Then I go for Warrior Monk for the extra parry, the increased stamina and the resistances from Master of Motion. And then I end with Primal Ritualist and use the Sky Chime totem. It reduces the enemy's resistance to lightning and offers us some health regeneration with Rejuvenation. It also makes us even more resistance to elemental attack with the extra barrier we gain in the aura. As you can see, this build is very strong against enemies that use a lot of elemental damage, as we already pretty resistant to it and we also reduce their damage. The perfectly completed Holy Mission of Elatt main quest gives us a lot of strong passives that increase our resistances and damage. Acceptance for more weather resistances, Purified to increase our decay resistance by 20%, Sanctified Protection which gives us 2 base protection, and Spiritual Communion which increases our lightning, decay and ethereal damage by 10%. On this build, we have an impressive amount of stats. For the quick slots, I use Brace, Counter-Strike, Juggernaut, Sweep Kick, Infused Light, Sky Chimes, Nurturing Echo, and Blessed. Just wanted to let you know that you can enter the Caldera region at any point of your adventure and grab the Primal Ritualist skill as early as you want. Just stack up a little bit of silver and run to the Primal Ritualist hut. Buy the skills and get out. You can now craft totems in all the regions by finding the new totem crafting stations. The ingredients you will need depend on the region you are in. Let's just end this video by a quick combat strategy explanation. Initiate the fight by placing the sky chime. You can use it as cover from projectiles, so don't be too afraid when putting it down against ranged enemies. When fighting, stay close to the totem and try to make sure you always hit the enemy and the totem in the same swing. This will greatly increase your efficiency. Maces do not have a lot of stamina cost, but be careful, you are in heavy armor and have no stamina cost reduction except for your tent. I advise you to use the luxury tent for this. A quick piece of advice. Use the silver armor if you don't want to finish the main quest very fast. The enchanted silver armor will give you even more damage, but you will have less resistances. Go for the Heart of Monsoon for the 25 lightning damage bonus and Flux on the boots. I hope you will give this build a chance. It's ideal for some paladin roleplay and has its uses in co-op, as it can help your partner a lot by healing him and giving him some extra barrier. If you enjoyed this video, do not hesitate to subscribe, as it helps me more than you think. I'll see you again. Bye.